Hello, everybody. Hello, it's Friday. We're just chit-chatting today, but if you're not into chatty videos, I still want you to stick around for a little bit because I have some fun stuff to share with you today. Hello, everybody. Happy early Thanksgiving. I will not see you until the day after Thanksgiving, so I just want to say happy Thanksgiving early. Y'all, are you ready? Do you have all your stuff ready to cook up for Thanksgiving? Hello, everybody. Y'all, I have some fun stuff to share with you today. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Hello, everybody. So we're going to be doing a giveaway next Friday. I'm going to show you what we're giving away. Thank you to Miss Valeria for donating the stuff that we're giving away next Friday. So hold on for a minute. I'm going to show you all of that stuff. And I'm going to share with you how to enter. Okay? And then I'm going to share with you what we're starting next Friday and we'll be doing for 5 to 6 weeks. It's a free project and it's a project for us just to enjoy together and to chill out, right? Because I don't know about you, but I've been like busy working, long days, even through the weekends. And I need a project that just gives me an hour a week of just chill time and doing something fun. And that's what this project is going to be. Hello, everybody. Hazel, Thanksgiving for us is next Thursday. Next Thursday. Hello, everybody. Sheila, you've been sick. Oh, my goodness. I'm so sorry. Debbie's driving in the car, but she's on the passenger side. Good. I'm glad you're not typing and trying to drive. Hello, everybody. Hello, hello. It's so great to see you. I want to thank y'all for hanging out with me today. Let me just refresh this chat to make sure that I can see everybody. There we go. Yes, November the 25th. Thank you, Linda, for sharing the date because I had no idea. The date. Pardon me. I just, like, real quick, ate some lunch right before I hit the play button. Debbie, you're finally better. Good. Good. I've been looking for updates over on Facebook. All right. So just to let you know, if this is your first time here, I do go live generally every Friday. I try not to miss a Friday, but I'll let you know in advance if I have to miss it. I do have some people over on Facebook that this might be the first time they're watching live. So hello. Hit the subscribe button and the little bell notification. Make sure you check all so you get notified when I go live. This is the time, 12 o'clock noon Eastern Standard Time, that we go live. I want to thank my moderators today. Thank y'all so much. Y'all, I'm going to switch down to the cutting mat and we're going to dive in to some stuff. First, let's talk about the project we're going to start next week, okay? Because I want you to see that. Yes. Okay, so here we go. To get this sheet, it's in the description box, okay? It's going to tell you what you need to do this project. Y'all, this is going to be an art quilt. It's not going to be big. It's going to be 20 inches by 20 inches when we're done, okay? Let me share on the screen. Let me go back. Because I've just been like super excited to show you. I don't know if you remember the mystery quilt we did that was kind of like a puzzle, right? Do you remember that? Pardon my toilet. This quilt is hanging in my bathroom here in the studio. This bathroom has no windows. So I hung this up on the little short wall in my bathroom to kind of brighten it up in there, right? Do you remember doing this quilt? Many of you have done this quilt. And if you're fairly new to my channel, there's a whole series on it. And we did different puzzle pieces each week. It's all raw edge applique, and it was kind of an unconventional type of construction to put this quilt together, right? It was very untraditional in the way that it was made, but it was a lot of fun. And so if you haven't catched that series, there's a whole playlist that walks you through it. Many of you have already made this quilt. So the project that we're starting next week is kind of like this, but kind of not. Okay? It's kind of like it, but kind of not. In this quilt, each week we did all the pieces that make up the rows, right? So we started on that top row, and then the next week we did the next row, and the quilt kind of revealed itself as we got along week by week, right? The picture of the flower really started to reveal itself as we went along with this quilt. This time I'm keeping the mystery to it, and I've jumbled up all the pieces. So you do not know what this is going to look like until we're done. So the thumbnails of these new videos, the series we're starting, is going to look like this. And each one will have a different week number in the little in that little box right there, right? So keep an eye out for these thumbnails, and there will be a playlist where they're all grouped together. Okay? All right, now I can go back here. Karen, you just researched the puzzle quilt videos this week. You did. Oh, that was so much fun. It was a lot of fun. Yes, we're going to keep the mystery of this one. So I've jumbled up all of the pieces. Let's start with the instruction page, right? So if you jump down to the description box, you get this page. It has a list of things you need for this quilt, right? Some freezer paper would be very, very helpful. A light box or a window, a heat erasing, a pencil or pen, some fabric paint or acrylic paint and a fabric medium. This is going to be an art quilt, so I don't suspect that you will ever wash it, right? But I still would say if you're going to use acrylic paints, to add the fabric medium. And here's why I say that. Acrylic paint painted on fabric, after a while, even if you're not washing it, it might crack. Or it might be a little stiff, right? And acrylic paint, if you try to quilt through it, has a tendency to have a little bit of a tooth to it, and sometimes will cause tension issues or thread breaking. Now I suspect you might want to quilt this quilt when we're done. It's only going to be 20 inches by 20 inches. So that's really maneuverable in most domestic machines. So you might want to quilt this. I suggest if you're going to use acrylic paint to add some fabric medium to it. You can get that at Walmart. You can get it at Joann's, Michael's, all the craft stores, right? I'm not real brand specific. I've used all kinds. My favorite is Golden. I think it's GAC 900. I could be wrong about that. That's my favorite fabric medium, but I've used all of them, y'all. I've used the ones that you can get at Walmart as well. A black fabric marker would help a lot. You don't have to have it, but it would be helpful. Different sized paint brushes, right? And I'm just using, y'all, the crafting paint brushes. Nothing special. You're going to need 25 6-inch by 6-inch white fabric squares. I do recommend using, if you're going to do a muslin, a little bit of at least a medium grade to higher grade muslin, something that you can't see through easily. I mean, you could see through it, but it's not super, super thin, right? We want it to have a little bit of substance to it. Rotary cutter, scissors, cutting mat and rulers. Those are the basic things. To finish up this quilt, you're going to need a quilt batting that measures 25 by 25 and a quilt backing. Whoops, there's a little typo there. 25 by 25. I put 26. That's not going to hurt anything. Diana says, oh no, I don't have a window. There's not a window anywhere in your house, Miss Diana. I'm going to use my little light pad. Linda said, could we use Derwent pencils? Absolutely. Sure, you could do that. I even have some videos using watercolors on fabric. Maybe you want to go in that direction. Maybe watch video number 1 next week and then decide on what kind of medium you want to use. But absolutely, you could use the Derwent Inktense pencils or blocks or paint palette. All right, so we have instructions. You're going to print off the puzzle pieces each week. Each week on Thursday, I'm going to release the puzzle pieces so you can hang out with me Friday and paint along if you want to. The link for the puzzle pieces will be in the description box, and that thumbnail will come out Thursday, the day before Friday. And this is a free quilt along, y'all, so there's no charge for this, okay? There is a color chart of colors that I'm using. You do not have to use these colors. You could assign your own colors, but notice that there's little letters in each one of these colors. That I'll show you is going to line up to the puzzle pieces. So if you don't want to use these colors, I do suggest making a little color palette and assigning number or letters to each one of them. Now, you'll also notice that there's a name to each one of these colors. That is the Prismacolor pencil number. So if you have the Prismacolor pencils, I don't know that they would so much work on this project, right? But if your printer doesn't print true colors, or maybe you only have a black and white printer, then you could grab these colored pencils and make your own swatch to see what colors we're using. Okay, and this is cool gray, but really it's like a dark teal. This is slate gray, but it's really like a medium teal. And this one says something green, and it's really like a light teal. Okay, this to me is like a beige color. This is like a golden yellow. Then we go into like a yellow ochre, like a burnt orange, terracottas, into the crimsons and chestnuts. Okay? Can you use fabric markers instead? Sure, Trinita, you could do that. You could absolutely do that. Do you have a printer, Miss Trinita? Because you're going to have to print off the puzzle pieces. Or you can go to the library. All right, so if you just have basic colors like your primary colors of paint, and you really want to get some different shades of color, I did put a little mixing sample down here at the bottom, right? So mixing your primary colors and what that gives you, and then mixing secondary colors and what that gives you. That's just there for reference. If you are very limited on the paint colors that you have, then that might just help you mix up some colors. Yes, so that's the colors we're using, right? And I'm going to go ahead and show you week 1 puzzle pieces, although these are not available yet. You can get these next Thursday. But this is going to give you an idea of what we're doing, okay? So I want to share this. So each one of your puzzle pieces already has the seam allowance built in, right? You're going to trace on this outside line, and then you'll trace this inside line. And then, see these letters? That coordinates to the colors on the instruction page, right? So H is crimson red. We would paint this whole section crimson red, right? That's one of the reasons why I say the freezer paper might come in handy, because you can press the freezer paper to the back side of your fabric first to stabilize it. And that might help you be able to paint some nice clear lines and be able to trace these pieces, right? F is the nectar color, which I really call like burnt orange. To me, that's what that looks like in real life. So the burnt orange would go in these pieces. Some of your puzzle pieces were a little bit small to get the letter in it, so you'll see with a red circle and the line, these would be crimson red as well. And then the C is the light teal color, right? Super easy, right? We're just tracing and painting. And then there's a green number in each one of these pieces. And this green number is going to match up to a grid in week number 5. Now, they don't go in rows like we did the first mystery quilt puzzle. I've mixed them up. So they're mixed up on the grid, but you'll use the green number in the grid in week 5 to show you where these pieces go. Right? Doesn't that sound fun? So each week is 5 pieces. And I think about an hour, hour and a half is what it would take to paint these. Maybe. I don't know. I guess it depends on how fast you are at painting. But each week you're going to print off 3 to 4 pages. Week 1 is 4 pages because of the instructions. And week 5 is 4 pages because of the finished picture and the map of where these pieces go. Every other week is 3 pages. Diana said, how can we help Trinita with no printer? I know that she is printed off at the post office, but if she's not able to do that, I don't know if anybody's willing to print off an extra set and send them Trinita's way. The only thing is there will be shipping and mailing and then the time delay of getting that to her. Do you know what I'm saying? Yes. So that's what the puzzle pieces look like. I'm super excited. I'm actually maybe going to make 2 of these and get started before next Friday. But I thought, what a cool way to spend the day after Thanksgiving, just chilling out for an hour or so and doing some painting, right? And this way, I already know what we're doing for the next 5 or 6 weeks. 5 weeks we'll be working on puzzle pieces. This 6th week, we'll probably put this quilt top together. Ooh, Diana said, sometimes I use a clear Pyrex rectangular dish with the open side down and her cell phone with the flashlight on to create a light box. That is so smart. That is smart. That is smart. So, yeah, instruction sheet is down below, although we went through it. But if you want to print this off, it is going to print off next week too. It's all grouped together. All right, so that's what we're starting next week. I'm super excited about it. And then next week, after we do the puzzle pieces, we're going to do a live giveaway. Yes, we are. Do you want to know how to enter the live giveaway? I'm going to put this on the screen for a few minutes because I'm sure there's going to be questions on this. To enter the giveaway next Friday. Next Friday is when I'm drawing names live. You must come back to this video after the live is over. So if you're here live, if you're one of the 78 people watching right now and you're chatting in the chat box, these comments do not count because the comment reader does not open up the live chat. So when we're done with today's live, you have to come back. And in the normal comment section, type a comment. Those are the comments that are going to be picked for next week's giveaway. So I'm just going to leave that right on the screen for a minute. Regina said, Lisa, may I ask which software program you use to draw your patterns? Yes, I use Inkscape. I have a few Inkscape videos here on my channel, but there's millions of Inkscape tutorials on YouTube. People who, their whole channel is all about Inkscape, right? Inkscape free software. You can go download that today. There is a little bit of a learning curve to it. I've worked with Inkscape for like 12, 13 years now, maybe more. Little bit of a learning curve, but it's just like everything else, right? Every software comes with its own things you have to learn to navigate with, right? Debbie, they don't have to necessarily say anything special to enter. They just have to leave a comment. So they could say hashtag replay. They could say, I'm entering the giveaway. They could say, sign me up for the giveaway. They could say, hi, Lisa, happy Thanksgiving. Preferably it be something they say nice, but nothing special. Diana said, should we wait until next week to comment or today? Well, Diana, I say go ahead and comment today so you don't forget. Or if you're watching on the replay, you want to comment before we start the live next week. Judy said, Inkscape is wonderful. Yes. Don't you love it? Thank you, Regina. Yeah, Dari said it has a learning curve for sure. It does. I'm not going to lie. It does. But if you use it enough, you start to pick up on it. Does Inkscape work like EQ or is it completely different? Karen, it is completely different. Inkscape is actually a vectorizing software. So there's so much you can do with it, right? You can make vector SVG images to cut vinyl, heat transfer vinyl, cardstock, all the stuff with your cutting machine. You can make vector graphics that print perfectly. So if you're a graphic artist, Inkscape is awesome. I use it to plan my quilts out. I import my grid paper into it and then take an inventory of my shirts and plan my quilt right on the computer and print off a colored diagram of my quilt layout. Yeah, there's a million different uses for Inkscape, but it is totally different than EQ. How do you leave a comment other than on the live chat? Hazel, once the live is over, you'll come back to this video. And just like if you're watching it on the replay, right? The comment section is down under the video instead of in the live chat. Yeah, Debbie said there is, thank you, Debbie. There's a playlist on my channel about the different Inkscape videos that I have. But don't stop there, y'all. There's so much to learn and lots of channels that teach all about it. Gloria said, I hope to remember to log in next Friday, the 24th, right? What day is next Friday? Hold on a second, y'all. The 26th, Gloria, the day after Thanksgiving. Delia said, if we leave 2 comments, does it give us 2 entries? No. It possibly could, but there's a little filter on the comment picker that deletes multiple entries. And that's what I like to do because, you know, if someone comes and just spams the comment section and leaves 100 comments to enter, we knock all that silliness out. So it's only going to pick 1 comment per person. Hi, Sue. Can you make foundation paper piecing patterns with it? Yes, Sylvia, you can. Inkscape, that's how I made, oh, I don't have it here. Last week we did the log cabin. Paper piecing coaster. I made that in Inkscape. We're glitching. I don't know why we're glitching. That was made in Inkscape. Katrina said, I've heard if you use the word giveaway in the comments, you get trolls looking to win just random things. So they might not even know, might not even be quilters or crafters. Words are hard today. All right, so let's say don't use the word giveaway. Just say, hi, Lisa. Happy Thanksgiving. Something. Judy said, I could not have done my first t-shirt quilt without Inkscape and Lisa's grids. Isn't it so helpful? Elaine said, it's a giveaway for US only. No, I'm going to open it up to whoever is in the comments section. Keep in mind, though, Elaine, depending on where you live, the shipping might take forever. And to be really honest, I'm going to pull this off the screen. To be really honest, I'm going to choose the cheapest way for me to ship this stuff. Okay, so it might be first class, international, whatever that is, and it might take a while, especially going into the holiday season. Y'all stuff is taking a little bit longer to ship, but it's going to be open for everybody. Anitra said, does commenting on your videos help with the algorithm? It does. It does. It helps push my videos out there to people who don't normally watch them. Gloria said, do you have fabric paint markers on your Amazon? Which set will you be using? I like the Marvy fabric markers. The Marvy ones don't tend to bleed as much. Let me roll this card over. And let me share my cutting mat screen with you. I like these Marvy ones. Now they have different size tips, right? I actually like the really thin, finer one. But this is probably going to be the fabric marker that I use. And these are my favorite. Lisa, I'm getting ready to show the things for the giveaway here in just a second. All right, I'm scrolling down. Da, 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 da. I've missed a lot of chat, y'all. Yeah, Debbie said, don't use the word giveaway. Must be 18 and not sponsored by YouTube. Thank you so much. All right, y'all, don't use the word giveaway when you comment, when you come back and comment. Okay, so this box is from Miss Valeria. Miss Valeria, I have not seen you in a while. I'm praying everything is okay. Can you just reach out to me and send me a little note? I've not seen you. Seems like a good little while. But she sent me a couple boxes of fabric, y'all. I'm not going to lie. I did pick some stuff out for myself. And then Miss Sheila came and helped me sort and fold my fabric one day. And she got to pick from it. So this is all the stuff we have left over from Miss Valeria. So thank you so much, Miss Valeria. And then she said I could do a giveaway with it. So that's what we're doing. Oh, let me move this box. That's way too close. Now, okay, so we're going to pick the winners live next week. Your name will be up on the screen along with whatever comment you type, okay? Do not put your email address in your comment. Next week, I'm going to give you my email address. And if your name pops up on the screen, you're going to email me. You're reaching out to me if you're one of the winners. Okay? And that's when you're going to send me your address. Don't put your address or your email address in the comment section to enter. All right. So the first one we're going to do is 2 of these mini charms. They're called Juniper by Moda. Look at those pretty colors. 2 mini charms. That's going to be one giveaway. Y'all, I use mini charms so much, right? They're the 2.5 by 2.5 inch squares. I'm using mini charms for my cathedral window project back there. I have a basket of them. Just randomly picking them out of a basket. The first giveaway will be for 2 of these Juniper mini charms. The second giveaway is going to be for 2 more mini charms called Prairie Dreams. These, I almost kept these, y'all. I'm not even going to lie. It was so tempting not. Look at the cut. These are my colors right now. I don't know why I'm so drawn to these more earthy kind of colors right now. Prairie Dreams. I'm not going to open it up, but I'll just flip through some of the fabrics. There's 2 mini charms of this, right? I almost kept these. It's like I can't keep everything. Beverly said, will the set of 24 pencils have the right colors? How about the set of 12? I'm not using the pencils, y'all. I'm using paint. I'm using acrylic paint and matching up paint colors to the color chart. I'm not using pencils, ink tints, or Prismacolor pencils. I'm using paint. All right. The second one will be for 2 charm packs. Ducat Direct pre-cut quilt fabrics. Is there a name on them? Blueprinted Batik Collection. Quilting fabric charm squares. Ew. These are packaged up, so I'm not going to open them up. And because of the light, it might show a little glare. See that? Those are the colors that are in each one. There was 2 of the same, so these are going to go to 1 person, right? It does not say how many pieces are in each one. Very pretty. That'll be a giveaway. And then, yeah, everybody says, I love charm pack. Me too. Me too. All right, so these all are singles. So we're going to do multiple giveaways of a single charm pack. One is called Kitty Corn by Moda. Very pretty. Ooh, it's got candy corn. I don't know if you saw that. There you go. Candy corn, pumpkins. Ooh, some gingham fabrics. Look at that checkerboard. Kitty Corn, Urban Chicks Moda. The second will be Break of Day by Sweet Fire Road, Moda Fabrics. I'm just going to do a quick flip through those. This is cute. This has got roosters and chickens. That's cute. Little baby chicks. The next one is called Desert Song by Mary Penny Moda. I try not to finagle these raw edges too much. Am I the only one who's always like really super careful with these? Look, there's some birds. I know they're pinked, but I'm still like really careful with them. Ooh, there's some pretty teal colors. It looks like there's some cactuses. Desert Song, that's the next one. And then we have a charm pack called from Pineapple Fabrics. This one is Counting Sheep. Hey, Counting Sheep. Ooh, look at there. Clouds. Ooh, lots of checks. I love the checks, right? Look, there's a little bunny and sheep. I think this would make an adorable baby quilt. Look, little chicks. Clouds and suns. That's the next one. And then Camp Woodland by Natalia. I'm not even going to try to say her last name. Riley Blake Designs. So this one, let's see. It shows us on the back, which you might not be able to see so well. So it's camping themed, right? There's a tent, a camper with an awning, the bear, butterflies, foxes, some pine cones, squirrels. This one is super cute too. I'm not going to open that up. So that's the last charm pack we're going to give away. And then we have a Jolly Bar, Smoke and Rust. That's awesome. So these are 5 by 10 inch pre-cuts, right? And this one is sealed as well. So let me just show you on the side the different colors. I don't want to open that up. Whoever gets it, they can open that up. Very earthy colors as well. Smoke and Rust. And I do think that if you wanted really good examples of what these look like, if you just take the name and you Google it, you might get like fabric swatches of all the pieces that are inside, right? And then the grand prize winner, the last drawing we're going to do is a Riley Blake fat quarter set. Now, y'all, I think there's supposed to be 21 fat quarters in here, but I counted them and there's only 18 here. But 18 fat quarters, that's a lot. Look at those pretty colors. Isn't that pretty? This one's called Sweet Baby Girl by Lori Whitlock. Isn't that pretty? Yes. Very pretty. I love that yellow. Look at that yellow. Very soft colors. Very soft. So 18 fat quarters here, if I counted correctly. And that is going to wrap up all the things that we're giving away next week, y'all. Yes. Pretty cool, right? There's quite a few fat quarters in here. We actually left some. Because I'm not going to lie, y'all, I did have fun picking through and grabbing some fat quarters. I did grab one of the fat quarter bundles, and I did grab some of the mini charms. I'm not even going to lie. Thank you so much, Miss Valeria, for donating all of this for the giveaway. Y'all, I don't do lots and lots of giveaways, because here's the thing, and here's the truth behind it. I have a very giving heart, but I don't want my channel to be all about giveaways all the time, because you seem to attract a lot of audience that they're just there for the giveaways and they could care less about anything else. And I just want like an authentic community base. Do you know what I'm saying? So every once in a while we'll do giveaways, but I just don't want to do them all the time. So that when we do it, it's sort of a special thing, right? It's not, oh, here's another giveaway. Do you know what I'm saying? Janice, you don't have to be watching next week to win, but that's when the names are drawn. So you will have to watch at least that part of the video on the replay to see if we draw your name. That's where the names, the winners are going to be announced. And it's going to be cool because I'm going to do it right here live. I'm not pre-picking the winners. We're going to do it live right here on the screen so you can see your name come up. Oh, y'all are so sweet. Y'all are so sweet. You really are. Y'all, like I said, it took everything not to take these. So out of all of this, like right now, these are my favorite things. And maybe I'm partial to it because I'm in the middle of doing that cathedral window quilt. Do you see it behind me? And these would look so good with the tea stain muslin I'm using. But yes, out of all of this, even this right here is my favorite. But there's some awesome fabrics here, so I'm really excited. Good luck, everybody. Y'all are so sweet. Y'all are so awesome. Thank you so much. So now, okay, so you've seen what we're giving away. You've seen the project we're starting next week. I'm going to go ahead and just pack this stuff up so I'm not tempted all week to like sideswipe it. I do have some accountability because it's already been shown to you. Right? I'm going to just box that up and it's going to sit there until next Friday. So we've seen that, and we've seen the project that we're starting next week. And really, this project, y'all, I know a lot of you are multimedia type of artists, like me, right? Quilting is a passion of mine. It's one of my top passions. But I like to paint, and I like to do journaling and all kinds of paper crafts and all kinds of stuff. So this project is going to be a mixture of both, right? Painting, fabric, and quilting. It's going to have an element of surprise. We don't know what the finished picture. I know what it looks like, but you don't. And now some of you are going to try to figure it out as we go along because, you know, with these pieces, once you paint them and they're dry, right, you can start messing around with them to see what the picture is going to look like. But I've mixed up all the pieces. So it's going to be a lot of fun. Janice said, I don't like watching others that do live, but I love watching yours. I'm so glad. Oh, Janice, thank you. You know, live videos are not for everybody, right? Not everybody loves them. And I'm like you, Janice. Some of them I like to watch, and some of them get on my last nerve. And I don't know why. It's not so much that they're chatty videos. I like the chatting. I'll turn those on while I'm doing stuff, just to have, you know, voices in the background, right? But I just want the person to be real and not put on. Do you know what I'm saying? I don't know. I wish everybody could just be real about it. Sheila said, we love your giggle. When I watch my videos back and I hear myself laugh, I'm like, oh, please stop it. Stop laughing in your videos, Lisa. Anitra said, I love to paint on. You're going to love this, though. She said, I better get some printer ink. Yeah, okay, so to this list, you might want to put a ream of paper because, let's see, each week is 3 to 4 pages, right? So if you're running low on printer paper, take a trip over to the Walmarts or wherever and grab yourself some copy paper, right? And then I recently got a second EcoTank printer. Not the one for sublimation, but just a normal office one, right? So, yeah. Get some printer ink. But yeah, I really gave these the names of the colors out. Because if you're printing in black and white, like I had a black and white printer for years. I didn't have a color printer, and you have access to colored pencils, you could make your own colored swatch, right? And again, you don't have to pick these colors, choose your own colors. But here's what I would do, all right? I would stick with a color, like 3 main colorways, but then different shades of those colorways, right? So you'll notice a teal, I've got a light, medium, and a dark teal. We've got a neutral beige color, and then a progression from like a golden yellow to the burnt umbers, the terracottas, and crimson reds. Do you know what I'm saying? It's like a progression if you want to pick your own colors. Karen said, if I have never painted fabric before, is this an okay first project? Yes, Karen. And the cool thing is we're going to do it live, right? So I think we're going to spend about an hour together each week. I may or may not paint all 5 pieces in that hour, but I'll at least get through 1 or 2, right? And you can see me do it and then attempt it on your own, right? But, and here's the cool thing, right? This is not like a Bob Ross painting where we're painting trees and clouds and running water and rocks that look real, right? We're just basically coloring in these shapes solid. You could get fancy and do gradients if you wanted to, but do you know what I'm saying? It's basically coloring with paint on fabric. But once all of the pieces come together, I think you're going to be pretty amazed at what the finished quilt is going to look like. It's pretty cool. All of the sections in between this, like, and I'll just reprint this one for next week. All of the sections in between these lines, this is why I said you might want to get a fabric marker, are going to be colored black, just like that. See that? You could do it with a liner brush or a little bit of a thinner paintbrush with black paint, but the fabric marker is so quick. See that? And I'm really precise with the fabric marker. But that's why you're going to need the fabric marker, and that's why I said that's really optional. See that? Ooh, I can't wait to get started. So all the space between these lines, that's what we're doing with that space. So I might do however many blocks I can get due. I am going to take my time, though. I'm not going to rush through it, but I suspect I'll at least get 2 blocks done in the hour's worth of time that we're going to hang out each week. Anisha said, what types of fabric designs would work well with this? Would you suggest solids or batiks? Are you talking about the background fabric? We're painting over the whole thing. So white fabric. The 25 pieces you need that you're going to use for this, I would use white fabric. But for the back, a pretty batik would look pretty. Your backing fabric. And really that's only going to be like 25 by 25, and you're going to cut some of that off. Our finished quilt is 20 inches by 20 inches. Sheila said, do you use craft acrylic paint? For this one I am, but I'm going to mix some fabric medium in with it. That's going to soften up that fabric so that if I want to soften up that paint, so that if I want to quilt this when we're done, I'm not going to run into a lot of issues with the thread breaking and tension and all that stuff. Sylvia is going to use her Inktense pencils. Yes, you could do that. Gloria said, do we have to use black? No, it's all subject to what you want to do, Miss Gloria. Just like with any project, right? I'm going to give you suggestions, but feel free to change out the colors. You don't have to use black. Black's going to really pop on it though, but you don't have to use it. You don't have to. It's your quilt. You can do whatever you want. How thick or thin is the black fabric marker? I actually prefer a thinner one, but this one's got a pretty broad tip, except for the fuzzy bit where it's starting to deteriorate a little bit, right? I do have these in my Amazon shop. There's a link to my shop down in the description box. Bought these quite some time ago. There's a number on it, 520. I don't know if that means anything. And I also have these Artiso ones, but I'm going to just let you know, I don't like these so much. These tend to expand and bleed. And I have about 12 of these. I bought a great big pack of them. This one has a different tip on each end. See that? So there's the pointed tip and then this like chisel tip on this side. These, for me anyway, and it's just my experience working with them, when you touch them to fabric, the ink bleeds or expands, where the Marvy ones, I don't really notice that so much. So I'm not using these, but I would tell you my favorite one to use most of the time, especially for outlining, are the smaller ones. See that? I really like this one, but to be honest, just in the coloring of these lines, this broader tip was not hard to use. Tammy said, it kind of looks like stained glass window to me. Do you think? Barb, you're off of work today, so you can join in. Yay! Hello. Dun, 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 dun. How do you mix fabric medium? I'm going to show you that next week. I forget what the instructions say. I generally mix my acrylic paints and my fabric medium. Not always 50-50. Sometimes it depends on my mood. Sometimes I want it to be thinner and act more like watercolor where it bleeds out, and sometimes I want more control, so I mix it less. But the fabric medium should have instructions on the back, no matter what kind of fabric medium you're using. So read the back. Ooh, M. Finn said a metallic pen could possibly, instead of the black for the lines. Ooh, that would be pretty. Miss Trinita, that is on Monday. Sand of the Sun said, what is fabric medium? A liquid. It is. It is. So if you have time going into this weekend, go to YouTube and type in the search box, Lisa Capen painting on fabric. I use the fabric medium with all kinds of stuff. My Inktense pencils, my Inktense blocks, my Inktense color palette, right? Watercolors. I've used it, I believe, with acrylic paints here on my channel as well. So, but yep, it's a liquid. Wanda said, can liquid embroidery paints be used? I imagine they can. If Wanda, if you're talking about the ones I'm thinking about, they are in tubes with the little ball point. I think that ball point, I don't know that you'd be really happy with it. But try it out. You might like it. Thank y'all so much to my moderators. Thank you so much. All right. Do we have any questions about this? Y'all, we're not cutting apart fabrics. This is a paint by number, paint by numbers, paint by letters project, right? But we're going to make a quilt out of it when we're done. You only need white fabric. And if you're still like, what the heck is she talking about? What the heck are we doing? Stay tuned to next Friday and then just chill out with this. I fully intend on still being in a food coma. So we're just going to chill out. And for each week, for the next 5 to 6 weeks, we're just going to take an hour and a half worth of time to just chill out with each other. You can watch me paint a couple blocks. The new puzzle pieces come out. And then in our busy lives, with Christmas quickly approaching, all the things we have going on. If you're like me, you have a million projects going on right now. This should give you about an hour, 2 hours of chill out time in your week. And I think that's so important. You should take at least an hour a week just to do something that nobody's bugging you for. When are you sending me the, when is that going to be done? This is for you, and this is your time to just chill. Does aloe vera gel work the same as fabric mediums? Dari was asking that to Miss Sylvia. With ink tints, it does. Although there is even a difference, though, in the way that it feels when you're done. But I've used aloe gel with my ink tints products a lot. Charlie said, if I check your Amazon area, will it give me a list of things you use painting? It might. You know what? It's been a while since I updated my Amazon store. Usually I'll just put links in the description box, right? But there for a while, I was putting all kinds of stuff in my store because people were always asking and I wanted one place. Let's go take a look. Let's see. I don't know that you're not going to be able to see me for a second, but let's head on over to Amazon and then you'll see all the crazy stuff on my screen for a second. Amazon. Oh, hold on a second. I'll show you how to get to my store. Let's go to Lisa Capen Quilts. And let's click on this video.
Cox Gigablast has all this.
I'll pause it. Here's the description box. So open up the description box, right? There's the link for the instructions. There's the link for Patreon. There's the link for Creative Crew. Here's ways to get in touch with me, Etsy and Facebook, and the very bottom blue link. That brings you over to my Amazon shop, and let's take a look because it's been a while. My favorite quilting tools and journal making. Let's click on quilting tools. Oh yeah. I forgot what all was in here, y'all. Ooh, there's some fabric crayons. Yes, okay, so you have the ink tints blocks, you have ink tints pencils, you have fabric crayons. I like using all of those. Tulip fabric markers, I've used those. I guess you could totally use fabric markers, although, you know what, with these sets, you're kind of limited on the colors. And that's it in here. I will show you, I wonder if I can show you without showing too much personal stuff. Here's what I've ordered. I ordered 36 colors of acrylic paint because I've used a lot of the acrylic paints that I already have. And so I was like, okay, I'm just going to order this. So this has 36 colors, and it even comes with some brushes. But a lot of these colors I will probably never use. So I probably just totally like overdid it with this set. Right? So that's going to be here on Monday, I think. Oh no, tomorrow. That's going to be here tomorrow. So my shop has some things, but not really the acrylic paints, unfortunately. If you really want to link to those paints, I can put it down there. But y'all, I would just go to, if you don't have any, just go to the Walmart and buy individual colors. Right? You could even bring this to the paint section, right? What are the Apple paints, like 99 cents or something like that? If they're on sale, they're even cheaper. Bring this to the Walmarts and just hold them up to the bottle, to the bottles. And be like, Yep, you match, you match, you match. That's what I would do. Hazel said, I have very shaky hands. Can it be done with fabrics like your other one? Hazel, it could be. You could treat this like applique, but I really designed it to be kind of different. And here's why it's different. See this? The bottom section of these two F's is cut off. And you don't know when the next piece, the piece that goes under this, who knows when that's coming out. It could be next week. It could be 2 weeks from now. You'd have to have this whole shape to cut that fabric applique. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's really kind of different than the way we did the original, like the stained glass flower. It's really different. And these pieces will actually have a seam allowance. So we are going to sew these pieces together, right? And so we're only going to paint up to this first line, but we're going to cut our fabric to the second, and that's going to give us our seam allowance. My hands are shaky too. Matter of fact, there's different times throughout the day that it's better for me to do a project like this than it is other times in my day. But I've managed, even with my essential trimmers, there's things that I do, because painting is one of my passions just as much as quilting. So there's things I do to brace my fingers. So even if I am a shaky, it's not so bad. Do they have fabric color pencils, and where can you get some? Trinita, you can go to Joann's, Hobby Lobby, Michael's. They have different brands of fabric markers. Walmart might carry them. I haven't looked in a while. Santa the Sun said, how do you draw the image on the fabric? I'm going to show you next week. You have to stay tuned. It's the 9 colors that I'm showing. The only colors, these are the only colors I'm using. Don't pay attention to that. These are the only colors I'm using. And some of them are just going to be a smidgen. And then the black, right? This I included, so if you just have red, blue, and green paint, acrylic paint, and you want to mix some colors, this might come in handy, because you might be like, what color do I mix to get green? Or, you know, yellow or blue. So that's just what this is. If you're only dealing with like your primary colors, and you're just wondering what colors mix together to get certain colors. Ah, see, Ella wants to get all fancy. I wonder if you could sublimate each block on polyester, then sew them all together. You might be able to. Here's what you could do. You could paint them the first time on fabric, and then scan it, and then you could sublimate a whole bunch of them. Right? Paint once, scan it, sublimate till your heart's content, right? Make a whole bunch of them. Yadari said, you will trace the image onto the fabric using a window or a light box. Yep, that's what we're going to do. That's why I say the freezer paper might come in handy. It's going to help stabilize your fabric while you're tracing. The finished project is going to be 20 inches by 20 inches. Karen said, can you explain what sublimate is? I can. Okay, so see my shirt? It's sublimated. There's a special ink and special paper. So when you print your image, it actually prints on the paper, right? And then the ink, when heated up with a heat press to a certain temperature, turns into a gas and gets soaked into the fabric and actually dyes the fabric. So this is not heat transfer vinyl. It's actually dyed on my shirt. It doesn't peel, crack, or fade. Well, I mean, okay, so it might fade if the polyester count is lower on your shirt. But yeah, so let me show you my little tags. These are my little tags for small projects, right? These are sublimated. These started out as white satin ribbon. I'll pull one out so you can see it. So it started off as white satin ribbon. You even see it white on the back, right? The whole thing was white. But I made these labels black, so it printed the black and then my little logo, and that's permanent. It's not going to fade. This satin ribbon is 100% polyester, so it will not fade at all. And then that gets sewn into my projects like that, right? Soft, doesn't peel, crack. The ink actually turns into dye and dyes the fabric. I have a video showing how I made these here on my channel if you want to check that out. Ella said, have you ever been to Parent Mountain in Pigeon Forge? I went to Pigeon Forge years ago, like 20 years ago. I cannot tell you other than up in some mountains we were shopping and my mom bought CDs in every store we went to and we drank a lot of cappuccino. I could not tell you the exact places except for Dollywood. I know we went there. Inga said, I just can't paint. All right, Miss Inga. Maybe I would encourage you to come visit with us, right? I don't know that every single project I'm going to ever do here on my channel is going to be suited for everybody, right? And you might be someone who sees this project and says, this one's not for me. I totally get it. Some of my favorite artists and creators here on YouTube to watch, I don't do all of their stuff. I pick and choose the things that I have time and the real desire to do, right? Not every project is going to be something that is suited for everybody. But I still encourage you to hang out with us. And if you're here during the live, to join in the conversation, enjoy the fellowship in the community, and just chill out while we're here in this like hour and a half together. And Ella has a point. She says you don't have to be an artist the way Lisa has designed it. It's like coloring. Yes, it's just going to be coloring by numbers. You're just coloring in the shapes. You don't have to be fancy with it and do gradients and shading and all this stuff. You're just going to paint in that shape. That's it. But if you're on the fence, come join me next week and you can see it being done, right? And then you might be like, okay, well, maybe I'll give it a try. And even then, it might be something you try and you really like and you surprise yourself. And it might be something that you're like, oh, I tried it and it's not for me. But no matter what, I do encourage you to try because you'll never know otherwise, right? You won't know if you can or cannot do it unless you try. If you try it and then you say, Lisa, it's not for me, I'll be like, okay, at least you tried and you know, right? Wanda, the only thing I'm giving you this week is one page, the instructions, that's it. The puzzle pieces I showed, you're not getting those till next week. I love you. Hello, Miss Celeste. Thank you so much for hanging out with us today. You've been on my mind this week. Kathy said, I love learning new things. Yay. Janice said, can I ask you how you got the scar on your arm? Looks like it was painful. It was, Janice. Okay, so whenever someone asks me, I use it as an opportunity, right, to talk and bring awareness to melanoma and skin cancer. I had melanoma skin cancer, and they did surgery to remove it. And when you do surgery to remove a melanoma, they have to take margins, which is healthy skin around the cancer, which meant a good big chunk of my arm is gone. But it saves your life too, right? Because melanoma is not something you want to play around with. And fortunately, they caught it before it went to the lymph nodes, so it could have been much, much worse. And fortunately, I got it checked out when I did. Marion, you woke up late. Tomorrow I'm sleeping in, Marion. Today you woke up late. Tomorrow I'm waking up late. Yeah, I'm looking forward to this too. It's going to be something different. And for one thing, I know what we're doing for the next 5 or 6 weeks. And it's chill, right? There's not a lot of pressure to do this project. It's not like I have to be really accurate each week with my seam allowances and hoping it turns out every single week, right? And it also takes some pressure off trying to figure out what we're going to do for the next 5 or 6 weeks, right? It's already done. We're just chilling. Yes, praise the Lord. I caught it early. Yes, yes. So that's what that is. That's my scar. So if you go back a couple years, like in my first videos, you see a little dot on my arm. That was the mole that was there. And it did get bigger and bigger. And finally I was like, okay. It was changing shape and it was changing colors. And one day we were riding home from Vermont and my arm was in the window with the sun shining on it. And I saw, oh, I'm bleeding. Or I was bleeding. I saw some like purple color in it. And that was like, no, okay, it's time to go get it checked out. And sure enough, as soon as he saw it, he already knew what it was, but he did a biopsy. And sure enough, it came back as melanoma. So there's all different kinds of like skin cancers and stuff. Melanoma is the one you don't want to play with for sure. So if you have a place anywhere on your body that you're suspect of, I do suggest you go have it checked out. We are starting this next Friday, day after Thanksgiving. MFin said I have an old cotton sheet that I would test a couple of blocks. Yeah, use that. See if it works. See if it's thick enough. You know, you've washed it and washed it and washed it and probably used it. You might want to do a fusible interfacing on the back to help support it if it's really, really thin. Yes, Charlie. Yes. So, yeah, if you watch my videos a while back, you see the little dot every once in a while, and it did get a little bit bigger. And then you see me there with a Band-Aid. That was after my biopsy, right? And then you see me there with a great big Band-Aid. So that was the progression of it. It shows up in my videos. Is the papers available as to what we need? Yep, Miss Teresa, you're going to jump down to the description box. Right now, it's just this one piece of paper. And you can print that off. And then next week, you get this and the puzzle pieces for the first week. Yeah, Sheila said melanoma can show up anywhere on your body. I know, right? When I go to the girly doctor, they have to look. When I go to the eye doctor, they have to look. So yeah. I painted t-shirts years ago. Will this be similar? You're really just painting on fabric? And if you've ever done a paint by numbers painting, it's that concept on fabric. And then we're going to sew the pieces together at the end. What kind of brushes should you have? I don't have any. Well, maybe I do. Let me pull this down. To be really honest, my favorite brushes are in the bathroom because when I wash them out, that's where they dry. Let's see. Cheap ones. Contemporary Crafts. This is a liner brush. It's a synthetic brush. See that? It's got the white bristles. I might use this one. Some of these are hard and stiff because they got glue in them and I didn't wash them out. To be really honest, I don't invest a lot of money in my paintbrushes for reasons just like this. Okay, can I just be real? Look, that's probably got fabric medium that's dried up in there. And I didn't wash it out. But I won't throw it away because I'll put this in some stripper and clean all that out one day, right? But I don't invest a lot of money in my paintbrushes for that very reason, except for my oil painting paintbrushes, which are very nice brushes that I've had since I was 15 years old. And those were expensive brushes. I don't use those for painting on fabric, right? This one is probably from the Dollar Tree. But the ones from like Joann's and Hobby Lobby that come in the multi-pack of brushes, they've got the synthetic. Those, to be really honest, those are the ones that I'm going to use. We're not going to be all fancy. Right? Round Artist Loft Fundamentals. Just your ordinary crafting brushes, right? Let's see, what is this one? Contemporary Crafts. This one is Simply Brushes. They're not even name brands, y'all. These are just like the multi-packs that you can get from the crafting store. Will you be using regular acrylic paint? Mary, I am, but I'm adding fabric medium to it. Yeah, so that's what we're doing next week. Y'all, so I'm really kind of excited about starting this project. I'm even more excited about giving away all those little mini charms. That's exciting. Sylvia said, you say we just get the front page of the printout until next week. But what if we want to paint along with you? Miss Sylvia, next Thursday, I'm going to post the video for Friday, right on Thanksgiving. So each Thursday, the day before the live, the new puzzle pieces for Friday come out. So come back sometime Thanksgiving or Friday morning. The thumbnail will be up for the live, and in the description box will be the puzzle pieces each week. Yes. All right, I think I can take it off of that camera. There we go. Can you explain the giveaway? I can. Let me even pull this back up because you might have come in after after this was shown, right? For those of you who have come in towards the end to enter the giveaway. Even if you're here during the live chat today does not count towards the giveaway. So after the live, sometime between today and next Friday, you need to come back to this video and comment, just a comment in the comment section, the normal comment section under the video, right? And don't use the words giveaway in your comment, please. And don't enter your email address or your mailing address for everybody in the whole wide world to see. Just write a comment like, watching on the replay, or hello, Lisa, or I'm excited about next week, or I got my groceries to make Thanksgiving dinner, some kind of comment, right? But after the live. And then next week, we're going to live pick the comment winners. And so, yeah, you'll watch next week to see if you win. And then if you missed all the stuff we're giving away from Miss Valeria, you're going to have to come back to the replay so you can see what was in the box. Yep, don't comment the word giveaway. Matter of fact, Miss Debbie, I'm going to try to remind myself. I might do giveaway as one of the words that don't shows up in comments. You can do that. So don't use the word giveaway. Don't put your email address in there. And don't put your mailing address. And then next week we pick the winners. Kathy said, I will have to come back and watch the replay. Yes, Kathy, because I want you to see the cool stuff that Valeria sent. I want you to see it. Pull that off the screen. And I thought maybe we could just hang out and chit-chat now that we know the we've seen the project and we've seen the items for the giveaway. If y'all want to hang out and chill out for a little bit, have a few minutes. So we could just chit-chat if you want. Have you been doing any journal making? No. No, and I have not even updated my travel journal. I miss it. I miss it so much. I miss it a lot. So, yep, we're getting ready for Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving is like my favorite food holiday. So, yeah, all my favorites. That's the kind of food for Thanksgiving. So, I like prepare all week, like for Thanksgiving. Like, I work myself up to it. Sand of the Sun said, I've started making journals and I am so hooked. I'm going to tell you what, I think I almost burnt myself out in making journals. I made so many that I've been taking a little bit of a break, but I do miss it. Wendy said, can you tell me about Patreon? Sure, Wendy. Okay, so everybody's Patreon is different, right? My Patreon has 4 different tiers, and I did change it for those of y'all who asked last week. You can do it on a yearly thing and just pay one time and be a Patreon all year long. I changed that. So there's 4 different tiers. The first one is just like a shout out saying thank you so much, Lisa, and you get your name in the credits like when we started the Patreon names, or at the end in the credit section of pre-recorded videos, right? Then there's a $10 tier, a $25 tier, and a $50 tier. Let me start with the $50 tier. That tier is really for those who really need like one-on-one tutoring or classes or special help with projects, right? And they don't stay in that tier all the time. Well, I do have a couple that just want to be in that tier, but I've had members come in at that tier and then go down to lower tiers. But you get that one-on-one Zoom class with me, and we do anything you want to learn about, right? So I have people one-on-one Zoom classes about Inkscape, quilting, how to set up YouTube lives, what cameras do I use, specific time, just us, the two of us. And then the $25 tier is really geared towards those crafters who are looking at starting a crafting business or have already started a crafting business, because we do a monthly workshop together with business-minded topics, right? And I usually open it up for suggestions. So we've done how to start a business, pricing classes, all kinds of stuff. And then the $10 tier, you get the free pattern. Well, I guess I should have started at $10. $10 and up gets a free pattern every month, right? You get your name in the credits. You get a monthly Zoom, and we do workshops and things like that as well. And then sometimes here lately we've been doing a quilt retreat. So this month from like 12 to 8 on a Sunday, we're going to do a virtual quilt retreat via Zoom. That was a lot. I hope I did not make it very confusing. Debbie said, are there any creative show and tells this month? I'm going to tell you what, Miss Debbie, since people started doing the Zooms and holding the Zooms, I have found it really kind of almost redundant to do a show and tell, because people are showing their projects during the Zoom, and then I would be showing the project during the show and tell. And I would, to be really honest, I kind of burnt myself out doing the show and tells, doing it like every single week. And then I was showing a lot of the stuff that people had already shown throughout the week. And I will be 100% honest with you. I would much rather see your face when you show your item versus showing a picture of it. And so I have not done the show and tells on Creative Crew in a while. I would much rather see your face when you hold up your quilt than for me to be there showing a picture of it. Do you know what I'm saying? And since we've transitioned into doing Zooms, and I'm not the only person who hosts Zooms on Creative Crew, I've really kind of let it transition into that. And that's a great time to hold up and talk about like you can talk about your projects, and we get to hear from the person who made them. Can you buy fabric medium where you buy your paint? Yep, you can get it at Walmart, Joann's, Hobby Lobby, Michael's. You can order it online. Anitra said, I love our one-on-ones. Me too, Anitra. Sharon said, when you use a glue stick to layer your batting and fabric, I notice you iron it to help it dry. Does this gum up your needle? Nope. Nope. We're drying the glue, right? So we're not bringing any wet glue over to the sewing machine. If you bring wet glue over to the sewing machine, you might run into problems. But that's why I iron it, to dry the glue quickly. And I think it creates a stronger bond. You could just glue baste everything and just let it sit and dry. I don't have the patience or the time for that, so I use my iron. And I have noticed when I use my iron, it even helps make it a little bit stronger, if you ask me. And then I don't have to wait, right? It's all dry. And then it just acts like any other kind of fusible product at that time, right? We spray basting on our fabric and baste our quilts with that spray tacky stuff and bring that over to the sewing machine. The glue stick or wet glue that's all dry. And so nope, it's good. We are getting together, small family thing this year with the kiddos. And yeah, we're all cooking. So we all make stuff and come together. And it's kind of like eating at Golden Corral, right? Because everybody's got their things they make and they all bring them. Has there been a Creative Crew Zoom lately? I know that I have not hosted one in a while because everybody can host them, right? And here's the thing about the Zooms on Creative Crew. Here lately, I've been exhausted, y'all. When it is time to walk out of here at the end of my day, I eat dinner, I put on the stretchy pants, and I'm not doing anything. I'm chilling out with Harlan because I've just been like so slammed. So a few people have hosted them and I've just been so tired to join in. Here's the thing. For the year, when COVID shut everything down and Zoom was our only communication, I really stepped out of my comfort zone a lot because I'm a very, very introverted person. I'm not a chatter. I don't chat a lot, which you might be surprised if you've been in my live videos. I'm not a talker. So hosting the Zooms as much as I did in the last year really pushed me. And so, yeah, I've kind of stepped back a little bit. And that's because I've allowed other people to host the Zooms. Right? And it doesn't cost anybody anything to host a Zoom. You can do the free Zooms for 40 minutes, right? And so, yeah, I've let anybody be able to do that. Miss Olga, I must have missed. Oh, goodness, you lost your hub. I'm so sorry. I can understand you've been out of sorts. Yes. I'm so sorry to hear that. Have you used any other stick of glue other than Elmer's? No, I stick pretty much to what I know works really well. I've heard other people be successful with other brands. I've also heard that the Dollar Tree glue sticks do not work as well. So I just stick to the Elmer's glue sticks because I know they work. Sheila said the first time I met Lisa, I overshared because she hardly talked. And that, what you witnessed when you came over for the first time, Sheila, that is me. That's my normal, real life personality. I'm not a talker. If I'm in a room with someone else, they usually talk and I listen. I'm a listener. I listen. And I mean, even if you've been in the Zooms with me, we have a few predominant talkers, and I'm usually listening, right? But here lately, this whole week, we've been camping. And our internet is not that strong, so I have not even thought about hosting a Zoom this week because we've been camping. We're still camping until Sunday. I'm just coming home to work, and then I'm going back to the camper. What is your favorite block to quilt? I'm wondering if you mean piecing or quilting. I'm going to tell you what, my piecing skills got so much better when we were doing the lives every day. Because I'm an applique quilter, right? My thing is applique. So I avoided a lot of intricate piecework, patchwork blocks for a long, long time. But then we kind of dove into doing all of the different like traditional quilt blocks. And when we did that, making those every single day, my piecework, my patchwork got so much better. My favorite block to make might be the churn dash and a log cabin block. Now, if you're going to ask me about the quilting, I like to quilt all of them. I don't have a favorite. Actually, quilting the block, to be really honest, I've gotten lazy and I've been letting the computer quilt almost everything. You might have caught the patchwork casserole carrier. I quilted that on my Juki, but everything else was thrown on the long arm. Anitra's the talker when we get together, yes. Debbie said, I'm a listener too. See, me and Debbie would have a conversation and we'd just be staring at each other. Right? Linda said, I remember the first time you said you were going to do a live, but you were scared to do it. I'm going to tell you, I've gotten better at it. I'm still not where I want to be. Like you see some people come on live and they're just so natural with it. They don't even get nervous about it at all. You know, I have to pray. Like before I hit the live, I'm like, please, Lord, don't let me say anything stupid. Please. Right? Please help me not be nervous. Every single time I'm going live, I have to do that. Sheila, a lot of leaves fell yesterday. But it's still pretty. But the first couple of days where we are camping, when you're driving through the campground, it's mostly treed, right? And it's very shaded. It was like driving through a lemon lime, especially if the sun was coming through. Everything was bright lemon lime color, all the leaves. It was so pretty. Yesterday, the wind blew a good majority of the leaves down. Shirley wants to know, has anybody tried Scotch Mega Glue Stick? That's a new one. I have not heard of that. Has anybody else tried it? All right, y'all. So, yeah, if you're just coming in towards the end, you've missed some stuff, right? But you got to come back to this video anyway to leave your comment down below after the live to enter in the giveaway. So come back on the replay. I show you this. We talk about it. I even show you what the puzzle pieces look like. And then I show you what's in here from Valeria. Valeria, reach out to me if you're watching on replay. I don't see you here during the live. I'm worried about you. I haven't seen you in a while. Send me a message. So you'll see all that stuff that you might have missed, right? I'll talk about how to enter the giveaway. and all of that fun stuff. All right, I am about ready to package up some labels, put them in the mail. Again, the post office has lost some of my labels, y'all, so I'm not really happy about that. So I gotta mail some of those off this afternoon, and then I'm going back to the camper where I'm just getting caught up on a lot of the business side of stuff, right? The books, the paperwork, the planning, all of that stuff that you don't really think about when running a business, but that stuff has to happen, right? So that's what I'm working on this week from the camper. All right, everybody, I hope you have a very wonderful, blessed, safe Thanksgiving. And yes, I cannot wait to see you next week. I'm going to have to come back and read a lot of the replay or the chat because I know I've missed a lot. I certainly don't intentionally ignore anybody. I know I've missed a lot of stuff. So I'll read the replay in the chat later tonight too. Bye, everybody. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. Get your stuff together for next week, okay? Even if you're on the edge and you're like, I don't know if I want to try that. Just get some paint together and a couple pieces of fabric and let's give it a try. Okay? You can do it. We'll see you next week.